YouTubers. Okay, so I was just playing around with my little, as our mate Neil deGrasse would say, it's a little bit pear-shaped. It's a little bit chubbier below the equator than some other bullshit. Anyway, so I can't stand that bloke. He's very charming though, I'll give him that much. Anyway, so this is our little Earth, and here is us, here, and see this line here, so that's supposed to symbolize midnight, because here's our sun. So it takes 24 hours, yeah, to do one of these ones, to get back, and that's what, 24 hours, yeah, every time 24 hours, and 365 and a quarter to get back here, yeah. So we've got 360 degrees equals 24 hours, and 365 days equals 1 year, yeah. Pretty basic, common sense. So then, Neil deGrasse, here's my question for you, among many. But anyway, why doesn't our time change? Like, why don't we have to compensate and adjust our time every 3 months, every week, every month? Like, I'll show you what I mean. Here's the sun. And here's us. Mind you, I don't believe in this bullshit. I'm just showing you what we're told. Yeah, I don't know. So this is us rotating at 2 Mach, mind you. Yeah, the speed of bloody lightning, almost. Okay, I'm being facetious, but anyway. So that's us turning, yeah? And in this position, it is midnight. Okay, now, so let's say this is January, and it's New Year's Eve. Woo! Whoops, can't spell. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Fireworks. Woo! That's supposed to be a firework, yes. Okay. We should probably make it a little bit more colourful. Okay. Anyway, I'm lagging. Yeah. Okay, so it's New Year's Eve. And we're here at midnight. Yay, Happy New Year. So then, in 3 months, so this, at this position would be March. At this position would be June. This position would be September. Yeah, September. And here, back to New Year's. So then, here's my question. I'll put this shit away. Why then? So it takes 24 hours to do this. So that doesn't change that position, yeah? Because it's 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. So every 24 hours you go around 90 times, 1, 2, blah, 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 to 90, yeah? And come 90 days, 24 hours, we're at this point in March. But we're here still. It's still midnight. Except the position, it should be 6 a.m. So we'd have to adjust our clocks plus 6 hours. Hang on, sorry. So 12, that's 6 a.m., that's midday, and that's 6 p.m. Okay. Okay. 12. So hang on, sorry. Because I already made one of these videos, and I thought I, like, said it wrong. Because, okay, so there's midnight. You turn 6 hours that way. No, the Earth turns that way anyway. So that would be... Okay, let me just mark it. Fucking hopeless. So here is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. And then that would be 6 p.m. Okay. Now we're talking. So then, yeah, okay. So how come when we're here and it's 6 a.m. there and it's 6 p.m. where it should be midnight, how come we don't add 6 hours? So then if we add 6 hours, we'll be at this point, maintaining the midnight as opposed to New York still seeing midday, yeah? So basically, at 1 month, we should... Okay, let's write this down. So 24 hours. Okay. Hang on. Back up. So what I mean is, here, 3 months is equal to 6 plus 6 hours. That's 6 months. Right, plus 12 hours. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. At 9 months, plus 18 hours. And at New Year's, we are plus 24 hours. So there's a whole day. So there's 1 full day unaccounted for. And we're not talking about this 24 because that's 1 day in 4 years. Which this is in a leap year. Leap year equals 4 days unaccounted for. Diddled it. Because, so from here to here, so we've established it takes 24 hours to do 1 full turn, 24 hours to do 1 full turn, 24 hours to do 1 full turn, and that's supposedly midnight at January, but now 6 p.m. So we'd need to add 6 hours for it to be midnight. Once we get to here, we'd need to see how it's midnight there, facing the sun, but it's now midday. 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, and we're still at this point. So it takes 24 hours to get to this point exactly. So that doesn't change, that's that position. Except, come June, we're on the other side of the sun, we need to add 12 hours, so it's still midnight. Because otherwise, it's midday in that position. So if you add 12 hours, then it's still midnight. So basically, you're here, and you go round, so now we get to February, right? So let's write it down. So there's 24 hours unaccounted for, yeah? In 1 year. Which equals 2 hours per month. Yeah, because 2 times 12 equals 24. So that's 1 hour per 15 days, roughly. And it's half an hour per week. So that means we would have to adjust our time 24 hours plus half an hour every week. Every week half an hour. Every week half an hour till at 3 months it was we'd added the extra 6 hours. Keep going around, 24 hours plus half an hour, 24 hours plus half an hour, well no, 24 hours plus half an hour every week. I think it works out to be about 4 minutes a day, but we don't do that. We don't change our time. We don't adjust it. It's 24 hours to do one full turn, so I don't understand how we're not adjusting our time so that by 6 months later we're not calling it midnight and it's midday. So I would love for someone to debunk this, or I can't wait to hear the theory of nonsense that they come up with. Like, that's what, growing up, and, I was, I always believed in around, heliocentric model and this crap, even though it didn't really make 100% sense to me. I remember trying to explain it to a Thai guy once when I was in Thailand, and it didn't make any sense. The mushroom shakes didn't help in that matter. But anyway, and when I heard about the flat earth theory, I admit, I was like, get out, come on, this is just taking things too far now. And then I researched into it, and wow, I was blown away. Words can't explain the shock, the specialness I found. I felt special, and it reignited my faith. And because I knew that God wasn't billions and billions of light years away, He's literally just up there, and yeah, it blew my mind. And then, but it was logical, to say that we're going to Mach, and we don't feel it, or but then there's the Coriolis effect and centrifugal force. Like, when you think about logic and when you think about physics, like I tried and I could not prove this theory. I could not prove it. I tried. I went online and I thought, okay, NASA, they get billions of dollars, even though, okay, first of all, this was after I'd proved them liars, so I'm sorry, but if I've proved you a liar, then I don't believe anything you say. You can't pick and choose from, what, I'm not saying that everything they say is bullshit, but if you're a liar, then you got no leg to stand on. And they're liars, blatantly. Like you just gotta look into it and you'll see it. It's ridiculous. Like, it's quite laughable. The best ones I've seen recently was their videos of the rockets landing. So you see a rocket go off and it's like, shh, and then landing. It's like this. It's so obviously computerized, but it's like, oh, yeah, like easy, perfect. It's like funny because some of the videos, like the waves in the background, they don't move. It's like, anyway. But I went online and I tried to find a video from NASA or anyone from liftoff to space. Like, come on, you're NASA. How much billions of dollars do you get every year? Like, there's got to be you're going to have, they've got to be able to stick a camera on from there to outer space. Like, duh. Not one. Not one. And then you see the videos of them, like they're attached to the rocket that gets let go, sort of thing, after the other rocket keeps going, whatever. Anyway. And I was like, yeah, see, you can see the like curvature in the background. But then as soon as the rocket or whatever turns, the Earth goes from this to this. Like, it's concave. Like, oh, okay, cool. So now I've got a concave Earth. Like, right. Fisheye much? Anyway, so my point is, the crazy theories based on other theories, based on other theories, based on other theories, like that, they have to come up with to make this make sense. To make, like, how do you get water to curve? That's like, please show me how you can get water to curve. I could not prove a round earth theory. And if anyone can, first of all, I'd like to, see what dark magic you're bloody playing with, but it's not possible. Whereas a flat earth, you look out, like I was in a plane not that long ago, and it's just clearly obvious, like there is no curvature. So how do you prove around Earth then? You just gotta say yes sir, no sir, listen to the experts sir? Like, no, like, use your brains, think about it, try for yourselves. Go out there and try to prove a round Earth theory. You can't. Whereas, the flat earth theory, all you have to do is open the Bible. It's there. It's there. It's written there. This earth is stationary. The sun and the moon go around us. Like, look up the videos with the clouds behind the sun. Clearly, there's clouds behind the sun. Like, or you see the sun. Okay, not the earth, the sun. Like, coming at you. Like, and it's getting bigger. Or when it sets. And there's videos where they've marked it, like the size of the sun as it's setting. And it gets smaller. Like, that's not possible with a bloody sun this size and us, like, the size of a peanut. Like, it doesn't make sense. But what we see outside, like, it makes so much more sense. Anyway, my last little vent. Okay. Actually, I'm going to share up here. Alright. Basically, this is what I don't get. Neil deGrasse, you bloody show pony. Answer this one for me. So, alright. So this is us going through space, right? Whatever. And this is a star that we see. Why do we see the same stars? That's what I never understood. If we are going at bullshit speeds through space, okay, that's got to take up some distance. I don't care. First of all, how do you get light? Okay, okay. let me go back. Yeah, one of my things is, how do you get light to project that far? Like, I'm sorry, the thing would have to be ridiculously big, and even still, I don't know how you would get light to travel that far, but that's another thing. The second thing, how do you get, like, so stars are like burning gases in, first of all, in a vacuum. Like, okay, so I'm pretty sure physics will tell you need three things for fire or things to burn. Yeah, you need air, oxygen. That's the same thing, sorry. You need oxygen, you need fuel, and you need ignition. They're the three things you need, right? So how do we have something burning? First of all, where does it get its fuel from? Where does it get ignited from? And where's the oxygen coming from? Because I thought it was a vacuum. So how does something continually burn? Like, when you think about a fireball, or like, when something explodes or whatever, the gases burn up like that, like it's gone, like it's gone. So how do you have something like the Northern Star or the Southern Cross or whatever continually burning? Where does it get its fuel from? Where is it, and where does it get the air from when there's no air? And how does it just continually burn? Because they're billions of light years away. Like, it still doesn't make any sense to me. There's no air. Anyway. And if they were planets up there, why are they sparkly and like, shh? You should check out the stars. Like, people have zoomed in on them really close. They're not bloody planets, please. Anyway, okay. This is my other debunking of the stupid heliocentric thing. So this is a star as we're going, through space. So this is us, and we're looking at a star here. So see how it could easily be like one star, But then as we move here, the stars begin to move apart. It could look like one long star even as of this point. And as you go here, then we have a whole, you can see the 4 separate stars because they're all different length, they're different lengths away. So the stars change shape, whereas here we have 4 in a row. You know what I mean? Like here, they're sort of like in a line, and here it's just one. So if, say, that's the Southern Cross. Well, I'm trying to think how you would have to look like that. Anyway, basically my point is, if that, say those stars make up that shape there, first of all, you'd always have to be like on top for the shapes, you know what I mean? Because they don't ever, this is my problem, they don't ever change shape. So technically, pretend that's up. So realistically, all the stars would have to be up, because I'm just realizing this now, because the shape of it, anyway, because this way there's no real shape, you know what I mean? It's really, anyway, okay. Well, there's another thing you can debunk for me, but say we're here and we've got the Southern Cross, yeah? So it looks like this. We've got the Southern Cross. But then, as we move through space, it's going to change shape, yeah? Unless all those stars are like this. And see how they're all on the table? So that means they're all the same distance from Earth. Because if they weren't, it would mean they were like this, yeah? Because that's different lengths away from us here. Whereas that's the same length. So that would mean that they're the same length away. And it would make sense that they don't change shape. But how, when we're hurtling through space at stupid numbers, right? Moving, and then the sun moving, like over thousands and thousands of years, you're telling me that this shape, like never changes. You know what I mean? Like you just have to go a little bit around and look at the different shape it makes. So how do we have the same constellations in this day and age that they had hundreds, thousands of years ago? Like, does anyone think about this? Anyway, Neil deGrasse, eat your heart out on that. Come up with some other bullshit lie and let me know what you think. So that's my little rant for the glorious morning we have. Thank you. I'm supposed to be doing an assignment right now for uni, and this is what I'm doing. Debunking stupidity. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. bit of food for thought. I'd like to hear your comments and yeah, let me know what you think anyway. Bye. Oh, and may God bless you all.